Hi folks, Dave with DBS Tech Talk, and today we're going to talk about the Dan Clark Audio Aeon 2 Closed. I want to thank Apos Audio for sending over the Dan Clark Audio Aeon 2 Closed for review. Do greatly appreciate it. Apos Audio, you rock. Don't forget to check out the links down below for an affiliate link to Apos Audio. If you want to support the channel by purchasing something with Apos Audio, check out the affiliate link. Also, check out the links down below. There's all kinds of information regarding how you can contact the channel, support the channel, gear that was used during the review, playlists that are used during the review, all kinds of good stuff. So don't forget to check out those links and like, comment, and subscribe. All right, so the Dan Clark Audio Aeon 2 Closed. Very unique and interesting headphone. Does this trick where it folds down and just disappears. I mean, this thing is smaller than small. All right, so inside the box, you get your standard Dan Clark audio cable with your Hirose, Hirose, however you want to pronounce it, cable connector. You also get a very small carrying case that has a Dan Clark Audio branding on it. Opens up, you got room for a cable and for your IEMs when they're folded. You also get a user guide, a certificate of authenticity, a cleaning cloth, and some tuning filters. You get black tuning filter, which is kind of stiff material, felt material. Found that this material was very strange. It added some funkiness in the treble that I did not care for. It was a little bright, a little brittle, lacked bass. Then you get these ones that are 2-notch whites, and they're a lot softer, not near as stiff. I found that these thickened the sound up, made it warm and gooey, but it muted the treble too much, and I didn't really care for that. It lacked air. It just didn't sound like it was really, it sounded kind of boring. And so I went with the ones that are pre-installed on the stock, which is a thin foam. We'll show you those here in a minute. The Aeon 2 Closed, I had the opens. All right, so the Aeon 2 Closed, I find is very well built. I love the Nitinol headband that Dan Clark uses. The arms swivel and rotate. You get enough bending and twisting to match up with any head size that you have, and they just disappear on your head. The pads are nice and comfy, very cush, and they seal very well outside noises. It's kind of actually hard to hear things that are going around. Now, I did not go on any trips on a train, plane, bus, or anything like that, so I wasn't able to test it that way. But there were many a moment here in the house where I was playing music, and the wife walked up, and I didn't see her, and she kind of had to tap me and get my attention. Plus, she did not hear music leaking out. I didn't get any of those comments. Why do you listen to your music so loud? Or why are you listening to that song? So they don't leak noise, and they in or out. So they do a very good job of that. The filter that I like is a nice and thin foam. And it just pops right in the ear here, and you just smooth it out. You can go without a filter, and I only recommend that if you like your ears to be treated by a cheese grater. I mean, no. Instant ear bleed if you do not use the a filter, in my opinion, but you might like that sound. Anyways, the Aeon 2 Closed, I really do enjoy the build of them, the design of them, the look of them, the lightness of them. They are just very pleasant feeling, looking. I like it. All right. How do they sound? All sound impressions are with the foam tuning filter. Bass. The bass is very fun. I really do enjoy the bass. It has a nice extension to it. It has a nice good dynamics, a nice punch, good impact. It is a little bit on the mid bass prominent side, but the sub bass is there. You do get details and definition down there when called upon. It minds its own business, so it only appears when it needs to, and it's very, very nicely done down in sub bass. And then the mid bass has a nice presence to it, good details and clarity, and you're not going to miss anything with the bass, and you're going to enjoy every moment of it. I really, really do like the bass on the Aeon 2 Closed. The treble is well controlled, has good extension to it, has good air to it, and it has a pleasantness about it. It doesn't really ever reach into the fatiguing side of things. Every now and then on the wrong song and on the wrong source, it may get a little hot, but that's very few and far between. I found that the treble was very pleasing and very well controlled and had a good tone about it. Mids, on the other hand, are kind of my frustration with the Aeon 2 Closed. They are kind of a mixed bag. They have a nice body to them, a nice presence to them, but they are in the mid portion of the mids, it's recessed. So the lower mids and the upper mids are accentuated and a little more forward, and in the mids main section, it's a little recessed. So from about 1.5K to about 3.5K, it's like it's farther back, and everything just sounds like it's further back in the room or on the stage versus everything else. And so if you're playing an instrument, like if you have a piano going and they go all the way across the keyboard, the lower end notes and the higher end notes will be a lot more prominent than the middle. And it just sounds off. It just doesn't sound cohesive. And so if someone's really pounding out on the piano, you notice it. And it's just like, why is it cutting in and out, kind of? Same thing with vocals. If you have a mixed group and you have a bass, a baritone, a second tenor, and a tenor, the baritone and the second tenor will sound a little farther back in the mix than the others. And it's just kind of off-putting. It's just a little weird. It's not that they're not detailed. It's not that they don't have good body to them or tone to them or anything of the sort. It's all there. It's just, it's farther back in the mix. The details and resolution of the mids is very good. Everything about the mids is pleasant. The tone and timbre is good. It's just that weird recession that drives me nuts. Soundstage wise, the Soundstage is about average for a closed back headphone. Nothing mind-blowing wide or not anything claustrophobic and tight and in on your head. But it's just a very pleasing soundstage. It's not going to let you down. Depth and layering is very good. Does a really nice job of letting you dissect the stage and being able to look into the different rows. Does a good job for the most part about placement. Just one thing is the center image is a little bit more prominent and a little more focused than everything else. So every now and then you will have something that's in the middle and it'll just sound a little bit more forward and intimate than everything around it. But for the most part, it's a very pleasing soundstage. I really do enjoy the Aeon 2. Except for the mids, it just kind of bugs me when I'm listening to certain genres, especially the acoustical, classical, and jazz genres and new age genres tend to be a little bit more revealing of that recession in the mids than everything else. Modern rock, heavy metal, rap, dance music, things like that, it didn't portray itself as much as it does on acoustical, orchestral, classical, and new age type of, and jazz type of genres. The Aeon 2 Open, or no, I'm sorry, that's Open. The Aeon 2 Closed, I really do enjoy, and I can recommend it. How does it compare to the Aeon 2 that I owned? It doesn't have quite the same tone and timbre. I find that the Aeon 2 does a little bit better job in being a little bit more natural sounding in that regard, but the closed Aeon 2 has better bass impact and better definition. Also does a better job with details and resolving of the details overall. How's it compare to my Ether C? Now, I use the Ether C every day, And I really enjoy the Ether C. I find it to be my reference closeback. I find that the Ether C has a more linear bass and does a better job in extension. You actually can get more details out of the sub bass. And it does, even though it doesn't have the impact of the Aeon 2 closed, it does a better job of revealing the details and portraying the actual notes and isolating and separating out than the Aeon 2. Mids wise, it is more cohesive and more balanced and does a better job with tone and timbre. And then the treble has a little bit more of a sparkle and energy to it than the Aeon 2 closed. I found that the soundstage on the Ether C is also a little bit more wide and does a little bit better job with depth and layering, but nitpicking. How does the Aeon 2 closed play on gear? I found that it wasn't actually very picky as long as it had enough current and voltage to push it. My Tor Audio Roger did not play very well with the Aeon 2 closed. I could max out the volume on the Tor Roger and not really have the Aeon 2 be too loud. So the Tor Audio Roger did not play well with the Aeon 2 closed. Everything else did. The Mytek Liberty, the Gishelli Labs Archel, the Airish, the SPL Phonitor SE, the IFI Neo IDSD, the IFI Micro IDSD Signature, they all played very well with the Dan Clark Audio Aeon 2 closed. Man, I keep wanting to say open. The Aeon 2 closed. It wasn't very picky at all, and I found that it played very well with everything. My preferred of my gear on the Aeon 2 closed was the Mytek Liberty going into the SPL Phonitor SE. Does play portable. Found that the Next Drive Spectra X played very well with the Aeon 2 closed. Also the X Duo Link. Also played well off of my Sony Walkman NWA105. So yeah, I can recommend the Aeon 2 closed. I do enjoy it. I think that it's for the price tag, $900. It's a solid headphone. Works very well. And if you are looking for a closed back portable planar and you have a decent source, the Dan Clark Audio Aeon 2 closed should be a consideration. I do highly recommend it. Check out Apos Audio as they have some good deals and some bundles to go along with it if you're looking for some unique bundles to pair up with the Aeon 2 closed. Apos Audio has some interesting gear that you might find on their website. So check out the links down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.